Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena action. This is actually not the best selection of classes. I just did Mage, Priest I have a bunch of games with, so it's gonna have to be Druid. Although Druid is also somewhat recent. Let me turn the volume down. Oh, geez, that's an awful pack. Yikes. Okay, well, I really just hate Mana Addict a lot, so I'm gonna take Ancient Watcher here, and just hope I get Defenders of Argus or Sun Fairy Protectors. All these are playable cards. I will take the removal, though. Here, we'll take the good 4-drop over the good 5-drop. I think Druids having big cards makes 4-drops a little bit more valuable than 5-drops. I could take these mediocre 3-mana Taunters, or the best 2-drop in the game. Let's do that. And I'll take a good 2-drop over this other mediocre Taunter. Sen'jin's always great. Okay. So normally I would take Druid of the Claw here and not think twice. However, I'm actually going to take Mark of the Wild because I need to make this Ancient Watcher work. It's a bit sad passing on Druid of the Claw and, for that matter, Savage Roar. But I think it's really important not to have this be a completely dead card in my deck. Okay, I take Savage Roar here over this card drawer. I think I'll take the Savage Roar. It's a good card to have. Oh my god, what a pack. Okay, we'll take the Naturalize and see how that works out for us. Argent Commander, I think, is the move. Yeah. I'm eating some fruit snacks. Apologize for the chewing. Swipe, yes, thank you. Okay. I think the Ancient of War is an easy call. A 5/10 with Taunt is really difficult for things to be able to deal with. Starfire and Savage Roar are both okay, but I'm going to take Mark of Nature. Again, to make sure that the Ancient Watcher can work. This deck has the potential to be really screwed up by that Ancient Watcher. Similarly, here I'm going to take Spellbreaker. Again, because I can silence the Ancient Watcher and let it start attacking. Alright, now I need some 3-drops. These are okay cards, but I'll take Innervate so I can maybe get the Sen'jin or the Silvermoon Guardian out early. Now, second Mark of the Wild, I think would be a little bit crazy. So either I take this really good 4-drop, or I take the Dalaran Mage. Looks like there's really not much here that I could get benefit from with that Brewmaster, so I will take the Dalaran Mage because it makes Swipe better. Power of the Wild and Wolf Rider are both fine, but I will take an Ironbark Protector. I really like having those. I need 3-drops, more than 4-drops at the moment, so I'll take the Hunter. And okay, I could take a second Spellbreaker, but I think that would be going a little bit crazy, making this Ancient Watcher playable. I've already got Mark of the Wild, Mark of Nature, and a Silence to make the Mark of the Watcher like an actually playable card. So let's take Druid of the Claw, because this is a really amazing card in my opinion. Oh my gosh, okay, so Sun Fairy Protector is a good card, and although the Drake and the Auctioneer are both fine, it's a way to put a good card in my deck while also making Ancient Watcher good. Okay, so Old Forest I'm not going to take. I have a little bit of synergy with the Razorven Hunter, but not enough. So either take this nice 3-mana creature or this expensive removal. Well, I actually don't have that much removal, so although the Flesh-Eating Ghoul is a nice card, I'm actually going to take Starfire, because I think I need removal in this deck, even if it's not super great. Okay, this is a mediocre removal card. Do I take it because I need more removal, or do I take Wild Growth to ramp up a bit? Let's take the Wild Growth. I think that's fine to have. Oh my gosh, so many Savage Roars. Well, 2 of them, oh god, I mean, this is just junk. I don't want another Savage Roar, but I think that was the best pick there. Only playable card, we'll take it. You know, this is alright, but honestly, I'd like to just survive to be able to play my big trees. So, I don't want something that aggressive necessarily. Maybe the bear is just fine. Alright, I will take another Ironbark, especially because the other stuff's trash. Golem is a premier 3-mana drop. Perfect. And a Sunwalker to help me survive amidst the trash. That's great. Now, do I take another Mark of Nature? Well, with Sun Fairy Protector, Mark of the Wild, Mark of Nature, and Spellbreaker, there's already enough here, I think, to make the Ancient Watcher playable. I think it'd be a little crazy to take this. I'd have 3 buffs in the deck. Let's take Geomancer, ramp up my swipe, and unfortunately, I am unable to get a second swipe, but I will actually take another Sunwalker. With Innervate and Wild Growth in here, and all these, like, cheap things early on, I feel like I should be able to survive to get my big creatures in, long enough to get my big creatures into play. Let's eat some more good luck fruit snacks and get into our game. Fruit snacks. It's important to eat these because my girlfriend is actually really sick. She has like a 24-hour bug. She came down with it this morning, so I'm trying to make sure I don't get it. I actually have a very good immune system. I only get sick like once a year. And I think it's because I eat fruit snacks every day. Just gotta make sure you get the 100% vitamin C kind. Jaso Mage, alright.
I must protect the wild.
This is not the greatest opening hand. I might ordinarily keep a Starfire. However, because I have 2 in the deck, I really don't want to top deck a second one. I'm just going to mulligan it and hope I get some creatures. Well, I got a Wild Growth. So I'll have a decision to make. Either I play the Geomancer on turn 2, or I play the Wild Growth on turn 2 so I can play the Guardian on turn 3. I think probably the Wild Growth, unless my opponent gets off with a 1-drop. He doesn't. Okay, yeah, Wild Growth seems like the move to make. So now, as the first player, I am 2 cards down against my opponent, but I am 2 mana up, so it's a real gamble here. He's probably going to make a 3-drop of some sort. Some 3-drops are very good against the Guardian, some are not. I'd say the Imp Master, for example, would be very good. Oh my gosh, even with the coin, he does not have a play. He's got a slow start here. My opponent will play Silvermoon Guardian. Next turn's actually awkward. I want 6 mana, but I only have 5. And Swipe is something I could use to kill off his play, but I don't necessarily want to use it. Well, good option now is better than the best option later. If he does play something swipeable, I will swipe it. If he plays like a Coin Senjin or Coin Yeti, it'd be kind of annoying, because this is 3 plus Shapeshift is 4 damage, and I can't Starfire yet. That'd be kind of awkward. I guess I'd probably just ignore his minion and swing at his face. Almost certainly there's going to be a coin 4-drop play here, because otherwise it's... What is... Oh, geez. Well, I don't know what he's doing. I actually don't know what he's doing. Could he be slow rolling and hoping I play more stuff so that he can brawl me? I don't know. Well, let's play Golem. I'm not going to play the Geomancer, though. It seems kind of pointless to do that here. Simply because the Geomancer will be really great on turn 6. I can play Geomancer and Swipe. Like, just having these 2 cards, basically, just having these 2 cards in my hand is really great. So I don't want to risk having the Geomancer out on the field. So my opponent has done literally nothing all game. And I do mean literally. Finally, we're going to have a coin for a 5-drop, it looks like. My computer's lagging, so I'm going to close a few windows here. And my opponent copies. Wow, that is the, like... least epic play of all time. Alright, we're going to Shapeshift. Pop Divine Shield. Use my Divine Shield to kill his Divine Shield. Swing for 2, so this is the first damage of the game. And play Hunter. Now, I could have left the Silvermoon Guardian alive and just played Sunwalker there as well. That would have been a fair play. But since I got this 3-drop, I figured I might as well use my Divine Shield. Now, Mind Control Tech works here. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Brawl works here. Also not the end of the world, especially because the Golem would regenerate if it's one of the things that dies. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done this just to play around Mind Control Tech, but he doesn't actually have Mind Control Tech. He has Gadgetzan Auctioneer. This is, you know what? I don't think anything is going on here. I think my opponent just has a really slow start. We need to check to see if we can win, actually, with Savage Roar now. I could do Savage Roar. That is 10 damage. Swipe is 4, so that's 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. 19 plus 3 is 22. So I cannot kill my opponent. I am going to Starfire the Auctioneer for some card advantage. Got my other Sunwalker. I don't see how I'm losing this game at this point. My game is lagging up a little bit. Okay, we're at the point now where a Savage Roar plus Swipe actually does win me the game. Always look for the win, kids. Always look for the win. He's got a Cleave, which is pretty underwhelming. Especially because it didn't actually kill anything. I mean, the only thing it could kill was the Piglet. I still kill him with Savage Roar Swipe. He's got a Whirlwind. Okay. Savage Roar Swipe no longer wins me the game, unfortunately. That's okay, though. We'll just play Sunwalker Shapeshift and swing for 5. Pine-sized Summoner. I don't really care about that. What 8-mana minion would he play next turn? Okay, my opponent either drafted a really bad deck or just had a really bad draw. Southsea Deckhand. Wow. Well, he's got this in his deck, but didn't manage to pull anything off. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna Shapeshift. Kill off the Deckhand here. Get 4 damage through on my opponent. And now we are still looking to win with a Savage Roar. Couldn't have won that time because Savage Roar only dealt 6 damage. It just wasn't enough to kill him dead. And actually, I'm doing fine on cards as well at this point. Because he used up the Cleave and the Whirlwind and didn't get a whole lot out of those. So, yeah, my opponent's behind on the board, behind on life, behind on cards. He's just screwed. He is just screwed. So, really kind of an unremarkable first game. I really overanalyzed things a little bit because my opponent didn't actually have like a control start or anything. He just apparently had a really terrible draw. With Pint-Sized, Southsea Deckhand, and this, the fact that he didn't play anything for the first 4 turns is kind of amazing. He also doesn't seem to realize what Taunt is. So maybe Jaso the Mage is a noob, which is totally fine. There is nothing wrong with being a noob. Cult Master is very unimpressive at this point. Pint-Sized Summoner dies for a card, but my opponent's problem is not cards. This also doesn't have charge because it has 4 power, whereas the Warsong Commander only gives charge to creatures that have 3 power or less. Let's just wrap things up with Savage Roar, and in case my arithmetic's off, we'll swipe. Yeah, we're good to go. I actually did not need the swipe, it turns out. Well, that was a pretty fast win. I am considering doing a new format for my arena runs, and hear me out. Let me know what you think in the comments if you have a strong opinion one way or the other. But I'm thinking of making it so that I do, you know, the draft and 2 games in the first video, as usual. But then split up the rest of the draft into 2 videos. The first one is an hour, and then the rest one is like whatever games are left after that. The reason for that is that there's a major spoiler, and this has long been known on my channel. There's a major spoiler effect with my videos, which is that when you look at the timestamp for the second video, you can get a sense of, you know, roughly how good the run went. Like, if you see it, it's like, you know, 55 minutes, then you know things didn't go too well. So that's kind of why I want to do that. Oh god, I hate this, but I'm going to do it. That's kind of why I want to do that. I want to make it so that the second video is just always like between 50 minutes or an hour, depending on, you know, when the game ends. So that way it's not a spoiler. You don't know how I did until you watch it. Then again, there's still kind of a spoiler effect because obviously, you know, you can you can look and see that there's a third video or there isn't. So I don't know. It's a tough question. Now, normally I would not coin out a 2-drop if I didn't have another 2-drop to play after it, but we're up against a Paladin, and as we all know, it's very important not to let a Paladin keep creatures. So I felt it was worthwhile to coin this out just to get this Divine Shield off the Squire and, you know, limit his damage potential. Not exactly sure that was the right play, but I'll stand by it. Alright, so this is going to be a tough choice, because now he's going to kill my Sun Fury Protector with Light's Justice plus his Argent Squire. So the question is, do I shapeshift to kill the Recruit, or do I just play my own better creature? Well, I'm going to take a little risk. I am going to play the Golem. If it were a different creature besides the Golem, I might not have, but I feel like it was worth the risk here to try to get a minion on the board before I start clearing off his board, you know. He's got Dark Iron Dwarf. Ah, that is annoying. So he basically upgrades his Recruit into a 4/4, and he still gets to kill off the damaged Golem. I'd say that my opponent is well in the lead here. I actually can't even do anything now. This is obnoxious. So here we can see the problem of Savage Roar just being an awful card. I can't play stuff, it just dies to the Dark Iron Dwarf. There's really just no reason, I don't think, to play any of my creatures. All they're going to do is die. I don't even have a minion to kill with this. Wow, that was like the most awful opening. So I guess I should have shapeshifted to kill that Recruit and not played the Golem. Yikes. I was thinking if he hammered a Wrath, you know, it would have been okay, but he didn't even do that. He just frickin' played a Dark Iron Dwarf, which is a really good card. Alright, this is bad. So I cannot play the Fairy Dragon and Mark of Nature because the Fairy Dragon can't be targeted by spells. That's hilarious. I cannot do this in Mark of Nature because that's 6 mana. This and Mark of Nature would give me a 2/6 with Taunt, which isn't even good. They would just die. He wouldn't even have to lose a minion. It would just die. Oh my gosh, I just want to concede. This is so awful. Even Savage Roar plus Shapeshift, it's only 3 damage, can't kill anything. Motherfucker. Okay, we're going to do what we do then when we are losing desperately, which is just play Shape. And hope to distract his minions long enough to come back and win. Fairy Dragon looks different than it used to. I don't remember it being quite so golden up here. Wow, that Light's Justice was so good for my opponent. Oh, right, I didn't even think about that. Lord, oh my god. What outs do I even have at this point? Swipe doesn't help. speaking of which. Swipe doesn't actually even help, but I'm going to use it, I guess, because I might as well. The degree to which that didn't help is just astonishing. I guess, you know, maybe I'll just play Ironbark Protector and win the game, and that's possible. If I top deck Innervate, I will use that to play Ironbark and just hope he doesn't have an answer to it. I'm getting a little low on health here, unfortunately. I mean, the odds of my winning are not 0, but that was just such a horrific opening. Oh. I don't care about the life gain, it's the fact that he gets a 5-6. That's really problematic. Lord. Nope. No. Ironbark for me. Well, let's get a 3-7 Taunter, which isn't even good. Or, sorry, a 2-7 Taunter. It's not even good. You can just mostly kill it with the Guardian and then trade one other minion for it, like the Dark Iron Dwarf. Wow. This is one of the most savage beatdowns I've ever had. And I'm also losing to Asian Midget Boy, which is such an offensive name. God, I hate losing to people. I always lose to people with the troll names. Like, I lost to Tiny Dick the Paladin once. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. He actually threw the Fen Creeper away, keeping the life total high on this Guardian of Kings. I play Ironbark. It doesn't even matter. He just uses the Dwarf plus the True Silver Champion to kill it. But whatever, it's what we gotta do, I guess. He doesn't even have to spend any mana killing this thing. These Savage Roars are savagely bad. Ho! Okay. This game's probably over. I think it's just over. He doesn't even lose a minion. Wow, he's just keeping all of his minions alive. This Dark Iron Dwarf's been alive for like 5 turns. He's gonna take the damage to the face because he can. Why not? And that's actually lethal. Alright, I'll give him a well played. Even though I shouldn't because his name is Asian Midget Boy. Motherfucker, that game sucked. That game sucked. Alright, well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and or subscribe, and stay tuned for the rest of the games coming up in an upcoming video. See you in just a bit.